Welcome back, everybody, for the final, Minimate review for the Maximum Carnage series. Again, just amazing series. I've been having a lot of fun with the last two videos and all the setups that came with those. The hardest part I've had so far is which scenes do I want to shoot, which characters are available, and Venom's and everything, Spider-Man's everything, Carnage is everything, and it was a really difficult decision on who to do last. A lot of the Venom shots I wanted to do, Shriek was in it, so I kind of put him off to the end. Cloak is actually in the comic pretty extensively, so I wanted to use him for the Venom shots too. There's a few that I got lined up with Cloak in there, so that's kind of how he ended up being last. But it was a hard decision to figure out which two-pack to do last, so because they're all great. I mean, they really are. So we've had Venom, we've had about a million Venoms, of all walks, of every version of Venom there is, and I've never really felt all that great about the bulked up Venom with the big feet and the big arms. It just seems like it's too much at times, but then there is actually a Venom with kind of a bulked up chest piece. That's my favorite, probably. I think I did a behind the scenes video of my Photo Combat 3 shot where I used that Venom because he's always been my favorite. But this new one looks like he could top it, just because he's got a mix of being bulked up and then his feet narrow. He doesn't have giant feet and he doesn't have giant hands, which is kind of the way it should be. So it seems like, he's the perfect Venom. He's going to be my number one Venom I probably use from here on out. And then he comes with Doppleganger, which I don't think he's anything other than a Maximum Carnage villain, a guy that pops up here and there. But still, being a big fan of that comic series as a kid, I am so glad that we finally got him in Minimate form. So let's take a look at a tray shot. The tray shot. We got Venom with just a stand and Doppelganger with a stand, and then we have the Shriek, the torso and the hip piece. So pretty light on accessories, but that's fine. I'll definitely, the Build-A-Figure is a small price to pay for not having any accessories. So there's really not much else to get. It would be cool if we saw a couple new symbiote strings or whatever you want to call, where you can shape his hand into stuff. The video game had like a shield. That would be awesome to see a Venom symbiote shield attachment for him someday. But whatever, it's not necessary. You will actually see an extension. I may even use the bulked up hand for a couple shots. You'll actually see a lot of Venom accessories in the shots that I'm going to do that kind of give him a transforming look or whatever. So anyways, let's take them out of the tray then. So here they are, and what a great looking group of Minimates. Let's start with Doppelganger. He looks awesome. My only issue with him is his top arms fall off pretty easily, but if you look at like how the attachment for his extra arms work, you can. It's pushing on that peg on the torso to it's not making it. It's making it easy for them to fall off, is what I'm trying to say. But the other two stand, they're pretty secure. Just a great looking Minimate. The webbing, for the most part, from what I've noticed, is actually in pretty decent shape compared to that Spider-Man I had the issue with. He's just a great Minimate. Shriek, finally got her Build-A-Figure. Thanks for throwing an extra, figure if you buy all 4 packs. This is like one of the best ideas I've seen, we've had for Minimates in a while. She looks good. She looks exactly, her face has kind of got that devious look on it. So that's great. And then we have Venom and those bulked up hip pieces. This one's falling off. Let's see if we can get that adjusted. Kind of looks bad. But yeah, it looks good. The hands could be a little bit bigger, I think. Here, maybe you should look at them. There you go. Yeah, his claw hands could be a little bit bigger, but, for the most part, throwing the extra shoulder pieces on him and his upper leg pieces kind of give him that V shape that he should be, just like he was back in the day in the 90s in the comics. So, again, great wave, great series. This has actually been one of the most exciting series I've worked on in a while. I'm really loving every minute of it. So, and I also have some pretty good ideas coming up. So, let's take a look at the first one. So here's our first shot. This is straight out of the comics. This is a panel. Venom is sensitive to fire, so he's up here hanging out while the others are talking around a fire because he can't get too close to the flame. But this is one of the more ridiculous things of the 90s. These guys are literally in a warehouse, abandoned house, and it's where Cletus Cassidy grew up. And for whatever reason, they're having a fire in the middle of the room. So they're in a home. They're having a fire in the middle of the room. So the house should really be up in flames right now. But for as much as I love the 90s and it was my era, there is some ridiculousness to it. And having a fire in the middle of a warehouse is it. So kind of funny part of the comics. But yeah, this shot is pretty almost spot on for what the comic is. So let's move on to another one. So here we are in the Fantastic Four Reed Richards lab. Venom is grabbing the sonic gun. I did actually check out in Maximum Carnage how close it is to the actual comic book, and it's dead on. It was probably made specifically for this, so pretty awesome. They gave us a comic accurate gun. Yeah, awesome. And this shot is going to turn out pretty good too. We got the three of them put together in a picture is actually pretty nice to see. So yeah, in the background, let's see, where, just to show you guys what I got the gun on this weird piece of plastic phone one day. So don't ask what that little tower thingy is. I don't know, it just looked cool and I use it in several shots. I got in the background, you can see there's a gun blueprint that's from Luke's toy store from his custom subscription. It came as an accessory to the Tinker, excuse me. We have this other one behind Black Cat. That's from his Loot Crate, the most recent one I reviewed. And then this structure that they're in, this is actually Hex Bugs. I've done reviews, or a review on a different set. And you saw this in the Captain Marvel, the Invasion of Xandar, this piece here. I haven't had a chance yet to review it, but that is coming. Eventually I'll get that reviewed for everybody to see and how useful it is. This is another example of how useful it is. It works great for like a science lab or extraterrestrial, whatever. But then behind this, we have this weird vent. I found this in a dumpster, metals dumpster at work. Just makes for a cool background. I got a fluorescent bulb in back lighting up the background so it's nice and bright. I may adjust that a little bit. My tag board that I have in back is my sky blue one. I want to see what this looks like dark blue. I want it to, for people to be reminded that this is, in fact, the Fantastic Four's lab. So, anyways, yeah, this is the only shot I'll do with this setup. Let's go on to the next one. Okay, so the next shot, this is just a group shot that I threw together of them taking out Venom. I actually already took the picture, but just like a few seconds ago, this whole thing was devastated. I knocked over a bunch of stuff. I tried putting it back together, and I got annoyed, so now I'm moving on to the next thing. Demo Goblin should be on that flight stand and back, but other than that, yeah, it's just a basic, it's nothing actually straight out of the comics. There is some stuff with Shriek taking out, Venom, but nothing with a whole group shot like this. But it's kind of, it's a fun picture to do with all the villains teaming up on Venom himself. So on to the next one. So this here, the last photo we're going to do for this video, but this is going to be, this is just a basic family portrait of these three. In the comic, basically these three meet up and then they're a family, in quotes. And it's just the three of them at first, so I figured to do a quick family shot since Doppleganger and Shriek are both in this, review video. So basically what's going to happen now is I have a ton of shots to do yet to help fill out the series, get some of the other Marvel characters in there that didn't come with these waves, but do show up in the comic. But I'm going to do a bunch of those shots, and then I'll do behind the scenes for all those. And then eventually I'll post a slideshow of the whole series together. And actually, I'm going to do a Jessica Jones review next, I think. That'll be the next 4-pack review, or Minimate review I do. And that's old. I don't think I ever did a review on it. We're going to do a review with it. and I'm going to use it for the figures for some Maximum Carnage shots. So keep an eye out for that if you want to see more Maximum Carnage shots, even though it's a Jessica Jones review. And then yeah, once everything's all done, I'll post a slideshow and all the behind the scenes of my other shots I'm going to do. And that'll probably, I'm hoping it'll be done by next Sunday, as long as everything goes good. Yeah, otherwise, keep an eye out for reviews. Keep an eye out for my Instagram to see how this all unfolds. And we'll see you guys at the next video. Bye now.